Hello, everyone. I'm so excited about this particular topic, which is what worked for you in 2022. Yes, I had to make it rhyme. Um, we did this last year and I learned so much from you guys. And so I can't wait to do it again because, we're better together. And as a team, the acronym together, everyone achieves more. I just think that we have so much wisdom and so many brilliant ladies on this team. And so I can't wait to hear what worked for you guys. Even if it's just small, simple things, like I hope each one of you will have the courage to share just small, simple things that you did with your business, whether it be on social media, whether it be with your team, whether it be with your VIPs or emails or anything. We want to hear it all because sometimes we just need some new ideas to try. And we have so many exciting things coming in 2023. And sometimes it's fun to just start fresh and try new things. And so can't wait to hear from you. Is there anyone that would love to go first? You just need to write in the chat. We're just jumping right in. Write in the chat if you just like what order you want to go in, and I'll just call on you in that order. How about I go first while you guys write in the chat? And I'll share just some of the things I was trying to think. It's kind of hard to like think back on a whole year of like, what did I do well? What worked well? So I'll start and share just some of the things, and I'm sure you guys will give me more reminders of things that worked well for me. But one of the big things was, and I've done a training on this, but I'll share it again, was I did at conference, some of my fellow stylists and some ladies on Team Nailed It were telling me like how they were already getting sales from something they had launched at conference, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I've already sold like 15." And I was like, "What? Like what are you doing?" And they told me that they had a 5-star VIP group. And I know I've preached this to you guys before. If you've never heard about it, you definitely need to do it. Or if you have heard it and you just haven't tried it, it's time. It's time, girlfriend, because I wish I would have started sooner. That's my regret. Um, so what they did was they did a post in their their VIP Facebook group, and they said like, "Hey, I'm starting a 5-star VIP group. You can call it whatever you want. It's basically the VIPs of the VIPs, and it's in a messenger chat." And the magic thing about having it in a messenger chat is, number one, you're not playing with an algorithm in messenger chats. Like, they see it instantly. And number two, people, by the way, are my nails not the cutest thing in the world? And they match my sweater. Hello, I'm dead. I am literally dead. These are the ones, I always forget the names, you guys, but they're the brand new Valentine's Day ones that are like red and pink, when you change in the light. Plus I added a fun little accent nail. It's like Carmine Shine or something. Anyway, super in love with them. So little tangent there, but now I totally lost where I was. Oh, the other thing about the messenger group is that when they're in this messenger chat, it creates hype, because one person will respond and be like, "Oh my gosh, I got some." And the next person will be like, "Ooh, I want some too." And then suddenly your tribe starts talking with each other. It's not just you. Um, and the comments are boosting it up into their messenger. And so that's been a really magical thing. Plus, it's like your VIPs of your VIPs, like they're obsessed with your stuff. And so they're obsessed with Color Street. And so you're not spamming them. Like, these people love it. And so I try to like give them, early notice on things, or I try to like um give them special deals that I don't give in the VIP group. So this group has only grown. And it's just like, these are my people. Like, I love these people. And this group has helped me get like way more sales, and um this is how I was able to get like I got 40 subscription boxes the month that they launched. And a huge part of it was because I started in my 5-star VIP chat. So that chat is huge. If you don't have one, start one today. Just go in your, you can either just start one by adding people that would love it, or go in your VIP group and say, who wants to be in this special elite group? People love exclusive. They love to be like feel special and feel elite. So I have no doubts that people will be interested. And then really talking to this group and getting them to be part of that my founding subscription box club has been huge as well. And so for those of you that do not see the power of subscription boxes, I wish I could just preach it. So I'm just trying to preach it so hard because it makes your life so much easier, you guys. On the 2nd of January, I woke up to $700 in PV. Like, my life feels so much lighter and easier. I don't have that stress of like, oh my gosh, how am I going to qualify again? It's like we only have 2 days where we have zeros, and then suddenly you have these subscriptions. So if there's one thing I could strongly encourage you to focus on, it would be pushing extremely hard to get subscription boxes, because that is just like automatic income that you don't have to think about later. So you're putting in all the work up front, and then yes, people are going to fall off. That's why you want to get a high amount of number. My numbers certainly fell down from that first month, that's how it works. That's how subscription boxes work. But really, 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 if you, to get your most bang for your buck, if you only had an hour to work this whole entire month, I would say sit down, message all your VIPs, message any customer ever, and get a buttload of subscription boxes, because it's just going to make your life so much easier. And that's really one of my goals for you guys this year is I want to make you guys work smarter, not harder. I want to get rid of that hustle and make it easy and make it fun and light, to work your business. So that focusing on subscription boxes is how you can make it easy and light and fun. And so there's my tangent. I'm very passionate about subscription boxes, as you can see. Okay, next we have some volunteers that are going to go. Oh, we have one volunteer, guys. I need more volunteers than one person that's going to share. Okay. So Brooke, comment in the chat if you are willing to share and be brave. But Brooke is the only so far that has volunteered. So Brooke, I'll let you go next.
I don't even feel like I have necessarily anything new since I've talked about these things in the past.
Yeah.
My co-hosts were huge. They don't have to be birthday co-hosts. They can just be co-hosts in general, especially if they have another business. That way. So anyway, let me explain what a co-host is. First off, it's just like you pick a time period and you have someone and you make that your cover page, and you say that they are co-hosting with you and that all sales for this time period will go towards them. Now, if it another business, let's just say it was Pampered Chef, you could talk to them about like early bird prizes for ordering at a certain amount. They could give out something to do with Pampered Chef. So it kind of benefits both of your companies. And it also well with birthdays. I think polling people when we have new products that are coming out. I did that with the subscription box as soon as we mentioned it in at conference. I started polling people, asking what subscription boxes that they were already subscribed to. Didn't even mention that we were having one, and then I kept that information so that I could message them back when we were about to launch. And I got tons of people from that. My first, I think 9 people were from going back and going with that. And so polling people about Germany now and reaching out to Germany, and also reaching out to Canada has helped me see what worked and didn't work as far as, what I'm going to do for Germany. Something that did not work for me is when I stopped voice memoing people about the opportunity. My enrollees, as far as new stylists, were way down last year as opposed to the 2 years before, and it's because I stopped voice memoing as much about it. So just putting that out there.
I feel like, Brooke, I feel like you're the queen of birthdays and voice memoing. Like you have your birthday co-hosts, and then, which I think we did a training on, right?
Yes.
And then, so go check that out on YouTube if you missed that. And then, we also did a training on birthday messages and voice memos. That was like a month ago. Go listen to that because, you know, Brooke is really tapping into birthdays. Laura also tapped into birthdays. I don't know if that's what you were going to share, Laura Brown, but she,
I had another thing I was going to share.
yeah,
Go ahead.
do.
Oh, you want me to go? Okay, I am driving, full disclosure, but saw your message at a stoplight. So here I am. So in 2022, I had a crazy year personally. Like my personal life was a lot different. And so my business had to kind of be a little different last year. At the beginning of last year, I in tracking how many parties, I decided to focus on paying attention to new customers. In my business, because it's a little older than some, it's 5.5 years. I know a lot of us on here have been here a long time, but maybe other people watching haven't been. But I was finding a lot of repeat hostesses with customers that I already had. So I was maybe having parties, but not necessarily building my network and my customer base. And so I shifted my focus to new customers, and I did not host very many parties last year, which I'm not proud of, and I'm not saying that's what you should do, but that's how it looked for me last year. But I was able to very clearly track and see that I had 30 new customers join my customer base last year, which is still growth. And there are lots of parties I would have that would have no new customers. And so I was really happy about that and really proud of that. And it shifted my mindset to where when I was talking to people, I was, instead of asking for hostesses, which can feel really like a big barrier for people, I was instead asking more for single referrals instead of invite all your friends to Tricolor Street. How about instead of that, do you have one friend that you can think of that would love to get a sample? Or sometimes I would even offer to send them a friend of theirs a free set if they thought that they were like perfect for this product. And so just shifting my mindset to new customers didn't take away from parties, because I still want to have parties to get new customers, but there's a lot of ways to get new customers, not just parties. And so it kind of broadened my view, and I was more creative about how to get them. And so I don't know, I think a lot of times what we track is what we focus on. And so, and I like tracking data. So that's kind of that's what I'll add.
I love that. Well, I love that you tracked it, because then you could say, look, I progressed in this way, and like celebrate those wins, which,
yeah,
I've been spending you don't notice.
I've been spending my January, I wasn't ready to make goals, but I was spending my January in reflection. And one of them was to go through and actually add up the whole number so that I can decide what my goal is for this year. So if I wasn't sure what the number was until I did that. And now that I know it's 30, I can kind of reverse engineer a monthly goal and say, I want 5 a month instead of like what if 3.5 per month or whatever it worked out to, just to push myself a little further. And I'd rather get less parties with more new customers than have a ton of parties and have it all be customers that already shop with me. So that's what I'm going to be. I'm going to focus on better parties, not more parties.
I like that. And I like that you focused on new customers, because sometimes we're just like recycling the same customers, and we forget that, like,
I mean, I would rather have those rewards myself, all things being equal. Like if they're going to shop anyway.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing. I love that. And Laura also did a training last year on birthday. Did you did a
Yeah.
training on the birthday newsletter, how to really tap into, like, how to celebrate your customers' birthdays via newsletter and like automate it. So go watch that training. It was really good because that's another thing where she worked smarter, not harder. She put in the work up front, which maybe took like an hour or something. And then it automatically emails them and tells them happy birthday, and she gets random sales from it. So go listen to that as well. And Brooke, I'm sorry, we kind of just jumped over. Were you finished? I feel like you had more to share. Did you? No. But yeah, Brooke, go watch some of the trainings that she and I did where we talk about birthday messages, voice memos, video memos. That was a really great training. And then the birthday co-hosts. So again, these birthdays, like, we got to tap into the birthdays, right? It's just a good excuse, you know? Okay, next, let's see who else has volunteered here. Pat, are you ready to share?
Yes, I am. I think Carmen might have been ahead of me though.
Oh yeah. Oh, true. Sorry, I missed that. Carmen, you want to go?
I'll let Carmen go ahead.
Okay.
You're the best. I love you. So I don't know. I wasn't really thinking specifics when I started writing things down, but when I thought about what was working for me, and the thing that really hit me hard is consistency. And I know we hear that all the time, but going through 2022, like, I got COVID, my kids got COVID. We've dealt with a lot of things. And my dad now got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. So I'm dealing with all that. But it really made me realize how much, like, when those tough times come, I don't use it as an excuse. I dive in deeper. And my people know that, and my VIPs know that. And they can trust that I'm going to show up on good days and bad days. And in a way, like, it really pushes me to even show up more, because I feel like I'm not the only one having a hard time. I'm not the only one dealing with crap. So it makes me dive in deeper, thinking, who can I, cheer up today, or what can I do? And I'll do like little things instead of backing off and hiding behind the stuff. I mean, I don't share every detail of what's going on, but it's definitely in my VIP group is where I share the most intimate things that I will share, right? Like, like, I'm honest and open on my main page as well, but they kind of know. And even further into my VIP 5-star, like, I make sure that I tell them first off, or I'll tell them when I'm, like, I'm having a really hard day, I'm going to go and do this game or whatever. And then they show up for you as well. But it's just that trust that you're going to be there, whether it's good or bad. And I think that that's why I've done so well, is that I've shown up consistently year after year. The one thing that I could share that
wait, before you jump, I just wanted to comment on that before you jump into the next thing, because, like, I think that is so powerful. And I also think it can be healing too. Like, I think sometimes when we're struggling, we do want to pull back. That's like my natural response, is like, let's just hide out. Let's, but I think I've also noticed that when times get hard, my routines, including working, have been healing for me. They've been something I could rely on when everything else was a mess. You know what I mean? They were like they were the thing that, and they were a distraction. Like, for me, working has always been a wonderful distraction from the madness of motherhood. When
I was going through this, I said to my VIP and I said to my team, I'm like, I'm telling you this, but don't stop messaging me. Don't stop asking me the questions, because that's my therapy. That's my thing. And that's when I realized that it's like, when you really love something and it brings you that joy, you won't back off. You won't make those excuses. You'll jump in further.
Yeah.
And I thought the one thing that I've really, really noticed a huge difference. I mean, I haven't been here that long, Canadian.
We love the Canadians.
Just new. But I have noticed a huge difference when I started doing a giveaway for any online purchases. So I didn't really want to get into the routine or that of doing a lot of bulk orders. Like, I do them for my VIPs, and I have a lot of local customers, but to me, I wanted that you know, them to feel confident and going in and doing it and getting it. And that's one of the things I really loved about this, is how they could do that.
Yeah.
So I started doing a giveaway instead of like just a purchase. If you go online and do a purchase, then you get into a draw at the end of the month kind of thing. And it's really increased my sales, because they're not just getting one nail set now, they're going to at least get 4. And like they see other things, right? So I've noticed a huge difference in that, in that alone, just like getting them to do that. And then one more thing. I'll be quick. Sorry, Kat.
No, you're good. It's no rush.
The other thing is, like, you'll never ever hear me begging somebody to help me get to a goal. And I think that's really important, to treat them like friends and treat them like real people, and not just worry, like show up when it's not about sales, show up when they need somebody and actually care. But like, if I have a goal, like I'll never say like, help me get to this goal. Like, it'll be more like, I have this goal. Like, I tell them because they're excited and they want to be a part of those goals. But it's more like, I'm really close to this goal. So here's what I'm going to do for you. And I make it like a fun thing for them, or like a discount for them or whatever. And then they're more excited about it. And when you hit it, it's like, you know, so that's it. Sorry.
I love that. I just love that you have such a service spirit about you, Carmen. And I'm sure that's why your VIPs love you. And I do think that is a super important element, is having that customer service of being a go-giver. If any of you guys have never read the book Go Giver, it's in my top 5 like life-changing books. It changed my business because it's more about, you know, giving, and the more you give, like the more it blesses your own life too. So I love that, Carmen. Okay, Kat, now it's your turn.
Okay, thank you. So there were a few things that I did in 2022, and that I'm carrying over into 2023 to do more of. The first thing is doing events. I know that I think Laura said she had gotten away from parties, and I have gotten away from parties, but not because I didn't want to do them. It's just that events kind of are like in-person parties, and you get a lot more people. So that's where I put my focus a lot in 2022, and did rather well with events. So I'm carrying that over. I do have a couple of in-person parties this month. I had one last week and I have one on Saturday, but I just I'm an in-person person. Like I don't mind doing things online, but I do much better when I'm in front of somebody and can kind of read them. I'm very kind of getting live feedback from them. And then another thing that we started, we really didn't start it until this month, but my director, Christy Gherkin, Gherkin like the pickle, she came up with this idea for our team page called Selling Me in 2023. And so we've been doing activities for my leg of the team based on that, to help them kind of pull out of them what kind of like your 5 pillars, but maybe a few more than 5, but kind of pulling out of the team about how important it is to be authentic, how important it is to make your post where you're sharing parts of yourself. And for some people, that's very, very hard. And for me, it was hard.
It is.
But kind of getting them to where they feel like they know what they're going to be talking about, you know, setting it up. We're going to set it on a schedule for them and have them, you know, share about each of these things, you know, during the month, so people can get to know them better. That so far is going pretty well. Some people are feeling a little bit like, I don't know, but I think that it's really going to help our team, because I do not like copy and paste. I don't like that. I think it's, you know, you should never copy and paste anything unless it's like a statistics or something that you can't put any other way. But I have to give credit to Christy for that, because she came up with the tagline, and we've kind of fleshed it out a little bit together.
That's awesome. Yeah, because that's a huge part of like personal branding is, you know, if people feel like they have a relationship with you, even if they don't know you, even if they've never met you, they're much more likely to want to support you and buy from you and join your team and all that. But that requires some courage and some self-awareness of like, well, what am I all about? What do I want to share? What am I passionate about? So I love that.
Yeah, well, thank you. And then just one more thing, and this doesn't really have to do with sales per se, but a lot of my stuff is team related. But I really have come to the realization over in 2022 through working with more of my leaders about how important relationships are. And it ties into what Carmen said. You know, I think for so long I was the type of leader that would message people at the end of the month because that's how I was trained. That's how, you know, we kind of did things. Hey, are you going to be BQ this month? Are you going to do this? And what can I do to help you? And instead, now I'm shifting that, and I shifted over the course of 2022 to look at my team as like people and friends and have that genuine relationship with them. So we do try to get together. We're starting to do it once a month. At first last year we had said once a quarter, but now we're going to once a month. And I'm going to be parts of North Carolina to meet, you know, to like have lunch with people in certain little pockets of areas. And that has made a big impact as far as the morale of my team, and as far as even getting people that were checked out, getting them re-engaged. And I'm not talking they checked out for a month or two. I'm talking about these people have been checked out for years. You know, they might have sales here and there, but doing this and pulling people back in and having that friendship with them is making them want to stick with this business and feel more connected to our team and to Color Street.
Yeah, amen. I mean, I'm a huge, I feel like that is one of the reasons why Team Nailed It has been so successful, is because community is huge. And that was a big focus of mine at the beginning. Is like building that community of just like, we're all, you know, sisters and we're working together. And I want to get back to that, which is why that is my word of the year. Which is why I'm doing more Zoom calls instead of just like one person going live and training. Cause I just feel like we need to see each other's faces. We need to hear from each other. We need that connection. You know, women just need connection in general. And I think it's huge. You know, when you feel like you have friends in a community, you're more likely to stick around and for the long haul, you know, and everyone just needs that. So I love that you're doing that like locally. That's wonderful. And you know what? I saw a post recently. This is something that I would love to try. I want to do in 2023 is I saw a girl who did some service, like as, you know, a local get together. They went to a nursing home and did nails at the senior citizen home. And I was like, oh my word, I would love that. And she even had, I guess there was a training done on this that I must have missed. So you'll have to go search for that. But it was, she said she had her VIP sponsor a Manny. So she even got sales from it, but then they were able to go, you know, as a team and like put these Mannies on these senior citizens. And I thought that was so sweet. So I was like, oh, I want to do that. That would be a really cool, you know, way to give back. So thanks for sharing, Kat. Is there anyone else that would like to share? No one else has volunteered, but I know you guys have more to share. I know you do.
Kelli, I'll share something real quick.
Okay, let's hear.
So like you posted in the chat and I was like, I honestly don't know what I would even say. But the one thing that popped into my mind that I feel like just really kept me going last year, which just felt like a really hard year for me, was just my side sisters, honestly, like the people around me to buoy me up when I'm having a hard time, or to give me ideas, or to just share ideas with. That honestly, that was like, I feel like the biggest thing that really kept me going, and, you know, gave me new ideas. And, you know, I shared ideas and we could kind of run things across each other. And I think that's just not feeling alone, like feeling like you have people around you to, even vent with sometimes. But I think most of the time, just sharing ideas and yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's super important to almost, if you don't, almost seek out a business, like an accountability partner, or like just someone that you can go to say, to either collaborate with, to vent to, to share ideas. Like, it's just that. Even in my previous direct sales business, I had what did they call it? It was like a something partner, power partner or something. I don't know the exact term they used, but it was huge, because she and I would just like cheer each other on and do groups together. And, it just kind of made it easier to not be alone in this journey. Cause like, it's being an entrepreneur is a little bit lonely. I remember as a photographer, you don't have a community I used to be a photographer and I did a lot of stuff online. I didn't have that community, but we have that. That's what I love about direct sales, is we have like this community that we can like work together with and collaborate with. And, that's already like part of what you get when you join. And it's a huge blessing. So tap into that. Like, if you're feeling lonely, like, find someone, reach out to your upline. I have literally matched people together. I'm like a little matchmaker with my enrollees, and I'm like, ooh, you two, you should work together. And some of them have turned out to be like best of friends. So if you're like, I need someone to work with, ask your upline to like maybe pair you with someone, or just reach out to someone and say, hey, do you have an accountability partner, a power partner, whatever you want to call it. But just someone, it's almost like dating. Like, you're trying to find like a little buddy to like be your partner and help you on your journey. So highly, highly recommend that. Thanks for sharing that, Stacy. Yeah, pacing partner. There's lots of different names for it. I wanted to share one thought I had, and then I think we have another, yeah, Tara said she would share. So Tara, you can go next. But so one of my, this is another one, and it's very, very simple social media hack, but sometimes it's hard to know what to post on social media. And so what I do now very often is I will go to my memories, my Facebook memories, and I will scroll and I'll see what posts did well, and I will recycle them. We do not have to reinvent the wheel all the time. So, sometimes if it's like just a question, sometimes I'll post a question and it will be like, what was your best book you read in 2022? And I'll be like, ooh, I got 25 comments on that. I'm going to do that again. Or maybe it was a quote with like something personal I shared. I'll reshare it. Or sometimes I'll make a reel using the caption. So you can recycle old stuff. Like, you don't always have to reinvent the wheel. So that is another little social media hack that I use. Okay, so Tara, would you like to go next? Just unmute yourself.
Okay.
There you go.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tara. I am from Ottawa, Canada, Canada's capital. I am 1 year exactly to almost 13 months now.
Awesome.
I enrolled under Carmen. Hey, Carmen. And I thought I better get on here and chat before I get called out.
I love it.
The accountability. So I don't really have much in terms of new information to say about what's been working for me or what's not been working for me, because it's only been 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I really had no idea where I was going with it.
Mm-hmm.
I joined because I was a nurse, or am still a nurse, but I've been off from a car accident, and I lost every bit of any of me, that I used to do. I could no longer work. I could no longer do any of my skiing and my swimming and all the things that I enjoyed in life. I felt like I had nothing.
Wow.
So Color Street has brought me back.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say that one thing that's always drilled into my head from Carbon and my other Color Street sisters is the consistency. And so you can't take that day off feeling crappy, or 2 days off and feeling crappy, because then nobody sees anything. So I've learned that I'm either scheduling my posts and I'm showing up every day. And to be honest, I really didn't know if it was going to continue to be like a hobby or a little bit extra until probably November, right before my year. And I knew that this is my year and I'm going to have to decide what I want from this. What do I want to do? And so I chose for this to be a business. And so I love listening in on all of these calls and learning from everybody and trying new things. And so yeah, I just know that the consistency is a big one for me. And then the follow-ups. I've not had very much luck with trying to get people to have parties. I've had no luck getting anybody to join up for the subscription box, but I'm going to start getting into my messenger again this week and get more personal again about the subscription boxes.
Love that. Thank you for sharing your story too. I just love hearing people's stories. It's always like just it's a good reminder of our own stories, you know, like that's like, I think many of us relate to that and like, oh, that's one of the reasons I joined too. So thanks for sharing, Tara. Angela, would you like to go next?
Hi guys. I'm also part of Carmen's team. And
Carmen, represent, look at you.
So I had my 1-year anniversary in November as well. And so like Tara, I don't have a lot of info really on what worked well because it's been a lot of trial and error. But one thing consistently I've been doing, and I think it's something my VIPs appreciate, or at least that's what they make it sound like, is that I make time to message people not about the business. So if I see something or they say something in my group, I'll send them a private message, or, you know, just general keeping in touch with people.
Yeah.
For me as a stay-at-home mom, that's been good too, because then it allows me to be connected and have a sense of community, but it's allowed me to get to know the girls in my VIP that I don't know already. And then I can fit it in like when I'm waiting for dance class or the kids to come out at school or whatever, right? Just pick 5 names, shoot a message, and I've done something, if nothing else.
Love that. Building that relationship with your customers. That's huge. That's a great idea. Thanks for sharing, Angela, and congrats you guys for, you know, celebrating your 1 year. That's awesome. And we have so many exciting things coming up in 2023. So it's going to be another amazing year. Anyone else like to share before we wrap it up? I would love to hear from maybe one more person. One more person, be brave and share something. The simplest thing doesn't have to be mind-blowing, guys. Aaron Stones. I know. I was like, Aaron, what? You got to say something.
I was like, I just hopped on. I was in another meeting and I hopped on late, but I'm going to say something. And because I've been here 5.5 years, so I've been here for a long time. And I think a lot of times we kind of get in a cycle and we don't forget what we're not doing. And so I actually was looking back through some of my posts in my VIP group, and I had gotten away from selling the product. Like I was doing so many like connections posts, and I was sharing the nail fees and I was sharing the makeup, and but I wasn't inviting people to shop. Like, I'm like, why have I not been doing this? This used to be like, I worked so hard to get away from always talking about buying, that I wasn't actually doing it. And I was like, no wonder my VIPs aren't shopping. I'm never inviting them to shop. I'm inviting them to win crap, and they all want to win, but they're not shopping. Cause I was like, I gotta sell if I want to have people actually shop. And so I've done more things like just posting, hey, I've got Valentine's bundles. Here it is. Who wants to buy it? And people snag it up. And then I did a Friday the 13th bundle deal, and I had 8 people hop on that. Like, just doing those little sales here and there. I used to do them all the time. I used to always have like the Friday flash sales, and I used to have I used to go live with my husband and we would do live sales in the group. A lot of things that I used to consistently do, I don't do. And so if you're not inviting your customers to shop, they're not going to.
True that. You need a call to
Interesting enough,
action.
guys. I mean, how simple is that? I do the 5-star VIP chat too, Rebecca. I just saw your comment posted. I have not had as much success in there as some other people have, but that has actually been one of the things that's like reminded me, okay, I've got to be doing this. I've got to be shopping and selling. And if I'm not inviting them to shop, they're not going to. So, I mean, it sounds so stupid, but look back at your posts and review them. Have you gotten so like, I just was like, I got to build relationships. I got to do this. And I'm working so much on that. And I'm forgetting that it's still a business.
Right. Yeah. And like, we forget to do that call to action in our personal posts or our VIP posts, but it's like, it's just so important to tell people what to do, because sometimes it doesn't dawn on them. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I
had
love that.
someone say to me, I didn't know I could host a party with you. And I was like, okay, now that's a lie. I talk about parties all the time, but a lot of my posts do not have the call to action to them. So it's like,
True.
I talk about parties, but am I saying you know, book a party type of thing?
Right.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that is one thing. One of the reasons that we had this call, I think is it's just easy. I think it's so easy for us to, as women, discredit ourselves, like discredit some of the things that we've done and be like, I don't know what worked for me. But it's like, you take a minute, like Erin did, scroll through your VIP group, scroll through your social media and look back on you know, what worked for you, celebrate some of your wins. Like, it's kind of like, it's that tracking piece too. Like, did you get people to buy from your 5-star group or from your VIP group or from links in your stories or from your newsletter? Like, go back and pay attention to what worked for you in 2022 and then do more of that. You know, if you're not getting sales by posting on Instagram, then focus more on Facebook or vice versa. Like, just start paying a little more attention to what is actually working, because sometimes we get so stuck in habits of like, well, this is what we're supposed to do, what we should do, right? That we're actually just like little gerbils on the wheel and we're not working smarter. You know, you want to do what works for you, and what works for you is going to be different than maybe some of the things that work for these ladies, because you have a different clientele, you have a different vibe. And so just taking a minute after this call to really scroll and just even think about like, even if you have someone, you know, sign up under you, ask them like, where did you find me? Was it on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook? Like, and then do more of that. So often we just do, and we don't stop and reflect and track and be like, this actually is not working for me. So why am I wasting my time on it? You know what I mean? And so that's probably I think that's a big takeaway, is to stop, take a minute and actually reflect on what did work for me and do more of that. Okay. So thanks you so much, you guys, for hopping on and sharing with me. I just love hearing from all of you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.